welcome to another video. In this video, we will discuss another important topic: how to debug JavaScripts. You know, in our model-driven apps, we write many JavaScripts whenever there is a need, right? So if you are writing so many JavaScripts, let's say this is a JavaScript I have written, right? So in this JavaScript, we have many lines of code, and it's because JavaScript is very case sensitive. Sometimes because of small mistake, the logic does not work, right? So sometimes it is very practical to debug your JavaScript code using browser. So how form scripts can be debugged and identify and troubleshoot the runtime errors, we can understand today. So let me tell you that I have a form here. This is my loan form. There is an entity called as loan, and this is the form I have created. And for this form I have created a JavaScript library, and in this JavaScript library I have added some methods. 3 methods are there: function set name, function show loan info, and then validate loan type, right? And there are some other functions also, but we will debug only one, right? So we will debug this set name option, right? So this set name function is actually a method. Let me zoom it. So this is a method which actually reads the loan type and customer, loan amount, and formats a name field by concatenating loan type and customer name and amount information, and assign the formatted value to the name field, right? So this is what the logic behind this function. Now sometimes to debug, to understand what is the runtime value in customer, in loan type, in loan amount, how you can identify using browser, right? But let's say you have taken a customer data type, customer variable, and you have retrieved using get format attribute. But how, this is a lookup field, right? How to get the name and ID, you don't know, right? Actually you know, but sometimes you forget. So if you forget something, then debug will help you, okay? Using the JavaScript console and debugging, script debugging, you can understand that. So let's start. So this is my JavaScript. I have created a library associated here, and on save of this form I have called this set name, right? So this is the set name function. We are passing the execution context to the set name function, and it retrieves the in different fields and formats the name field. Now let us see how we can debug. There are 2 types of debugging. One is whenever you are on a form and you open a form, you can press F12 from keyboard, which will open the developer tool. Otherwise you can directly click this option, setting option, click on more tools, then click on developer tools. Once the developer tool is enabled for a form, you can go to the source and press Ctrl P. Normally you have to search your web resource, JavaScript web resource, by name. My JavaScript web resource is htfc_loan. So you will find your JavaScript library here. So if you click this, your file is loaded here. It's because JavaScript is loaded as a web resource, that's why I can see all the methods which are part of this JavaScript file. Now I can give here breakpoints by clicking this line number where I want to check the runtime values, right? And once you have given breakpoints, and if you trigger the event which calls that set name function, the set name function is called whenever someone change customer, amount, and loan type, right? So let us change the loan type. Let's say I'm changing to personal loan and trying to save it. As soon as you save, the client script will call. You see the debugging is started, right? Set name is called, and if you press F8, it will go line by line, and you check the runtime values of all variables. You check the loan type. Loan type is a integer value, which is a choice field, right? So we are also taking if else condition to assign loan type text. Now customer, I want to read customer. So if you mouse over, you see customer is an array because it is a lookup field, right? And lookup field contains three things: the entity type, ID of the lookup, and name, right? So this is one way to debug and understand the runtime values of every variable. Then you can use it by taking help of this value, right? You can also go to console. Let's say you want to take customer object and analyze this. So go to console and write down here customer, right? If you click customer, which is a variable, you can understand, you can see the result, right? Now you can type here customer 0, then it will give you the properties that you can call. Customer 0 is the array variables first array item, then ID, entity type, name, right? So if you want to extract ID, just use ID, then it will give you the ID. And if you use name, it will give you the name in console. And if you search entity type, it will give you the entity type, right? So this way you can understand, you can use the console, JavaScript console, to get the runtime values, and you can concatenate as per your need. So this is one way of debugging using developer tool and console area of JavaScript debugging or developer tool. So F12 is the key which will generate this debugging panel, and once it is done, you can close it, right? Next thing is next debugging option is you can write explicitly a debugger syntax in your JavaScript file, right? So this is my JavaScript file. Let me copy this and go to Notepad. In this Notepad, what I can do, I can write down here in the set name, I can write down debugger and semicolon. Now once you give a debugger syntax here inside your set name, the debugger will automatically identify and hit here in runtime. So what I can do, I can save it now. So you can keep adding multiple debugger statements wherever you want to keep it, or wherever you want to tell the runtime to hit the breakpoint. Now I have changed the script. Now I will go here and try to edit. I want to update the latest web resource that I have updated with debugger statements. So choose the file, and this is the lone.js, and save and publish. Now debugger statement in JavaScript file tells the runtime application to automatically hit the debugger so that we can debug. So developers use this debugger statement in many areas in JavaScript files before it went to live, right? And another thing is whenever you update any JavaScript, always try to validate if your latest JavaScript is loaded to the browser or not. Okay, now let me publish this form once again after the web resource is published, and then go to the loan form and do a hard refresh so that it will fetch the latest it will clear the cookie and cache memory, and it will return read the latest data from the server. Now go here and try to press Ctrl Shift R. When you press Ctrl Shift R, it will actually clear the cookies for the form that is previously loaded and freshly loads data from server. Now in here, before anything, just double check by pressing F12 or developer tool that whether your latest file is uploaded is loaded in browser or not. That you can do using F12 or developer option. Again, do search Ctrl P HDFC_loan. This is my JS. Now I can go to the setting and check, yes, the debugger point is there here, right? Now, so I'm expecting when the set name will call, the debugger will hit. So let me trigger that function. Let me change something here and save it. Now you see, I have not enabled the developer tool. That's why although debugger statement is there in the JavaScript, it is not debugging. Now if you have given debugger statement also in your JavaScript, you need to first open the developer tool. So open the developer tool by using F12 or using more tools, developer tool. Okay, then you can close this. No need to open this JavaScript, but you have to open this developer tool. Then you try to trigger the function. You see, now the breakpoint is hit here. Now you can press F8 to go one by one step. So debugger will just stop the execution where you have kept the breakpoint, right? So thank you guys for your time, and this is how we can debug and validate the runtime errors in JavaScript and fix it. See you next time. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe this channel, because I am uploading technical videos around Dynamics 365 and Power Platform.